That's right, 41 things you didn't know about Roblox Doors. So smash that like and subscribe and comment some more that you've thought of in the comments down below. Let's get right into it. Number 1, Roblox Doors is actually inspired by Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion by Lag Studios and also by Rooms being created by the Roblox player NicoRox5555. Both games have very similar gameplay styles, except you had to escape 1,000 rooms in the Spooky game, which is insane. Number 2, the game is actually currently in alpha stage of creation. This means the game is so early in development that it's not even close to its finalized form. Big changes could still come, especially in the future. Number 3, there are currently 22 unique badges and achievements for the game, with the most rarest badge to collect being the 100 of the many, where you have to die 100 times in the game. That should take you a couple hours, I bet. Number 4, earlier in development, according to the wiki, the developers were actually planning on adding in the 1,000 of many, where you had to die 1,000 times, but they canned it, saying it would have been impossible and pointless. Yeah, thank you devs. Number 5, the only way to play in 12-player matches is inside VIP servers. Public servers are only limited to 4 players in order to spread out groups into smaller chunks. Number 6, there are actually 3 currently working codes, and they are test for 1 knob, 100M visits for 100 knobs in a revive, and look behind you for 10 knobs. All letters must be in caps for them to work though. Number 7, Roblox Doors actually takes place inside a hotel asylum that is possessed by several monsters known as entities. It is unknown how old this hotel is, though it is old-fashioned and appears to be themed from the 1950s. Number 8, Timothy the Spider has a 1 out of 200 chance to spawn from an opened container and deals 5 damage to the player. You've got to be extremely unlucky to run into him. Number 9, Jack, another special entity, has 1 out of 2,000 chance to appear behind a random door as he changes the room into a red shifted color, and also a 1 out of 20 chance to be hidden inside a closet and slow you down. Rather high odds if you ask me. Number 10, if for some reason you ended up dying to Timothy, the guiding light will have no clue who you actually died from. This is a rare occurrence as it occurs with Glitch as well. Number 11, Screech, another pretty easy entity, only spawns while the player are within a dark room. His chances of spawning are increased if you do not have a lighting source, so make sure you bring one. Number 12, believe it or not, there are 14 current entities, and they do include Figure, Guiding Light, Rush, Ambush, Seek, Halt, Eyes, Glitch, Screech, Jack, Hide, Timothy, Window, and Shadow. Number 13, Guiding Light is essentially the only helping entity known in the game, as it helps assist the players and highlight paths in order to progress them to the next room. They are also responsible for the sparkle chime sound for certain items. Number 14, the entity Jack, according to the wiki, was originally going to be called Marble, and actually Ambush was going to be another Jack, but they decided to make it a standalone entity instead. Yeah, I think Jack sounds way better than Mob Poo. Number 15, Meet the Jack badge with the caption of Ooga Booga is actually a reference to a video made by Sir Pello and Spooky Month. Number 16, you can actually hide by Rush by hiding in an air duct or small basement. You don't always have to hide inside closets in order to get away from him. Number 17, this is interesting, but Rush actually travels slower, especially with the more players there are in the server. This theoretically gives more time for players to find hiding spots. Number 18, yes, it's true, Rush's creation did came from this image of a very creepy smiley face. Honestly, probably would have rather had this than the actual Rush itself. Number 19, Seek was actually the first entity to be added into the game back in August 11th of 2022. Number 20, you can find a cameo appearance of Seek right in the lobby with many of his eyes near this boarded up section near the spawn. Number 21, this thumbnail of Roblox Doors has actually been confirmed by the developers to be Seek. even though it does have multiple eyes and arms. Number 22, Seek's old model was changed because it was found out that the mesh wasn't created by the original developers, so they weren't able to move or animate the body rig. Number 23, after you've completed the Seek chase, you can actually go back into the rooms of the chase in order to loot them. Sometimes you can find large stashes of gold if you backtrack a bit. Number 24, Figure, though he is blind, can still hear and sense your heartbeat if you are very close. You'll probably want to keep some distance if that happens. Number 25, whenever Figure screams, a flashing light can be seen from its mouth. It could be said that Figure uses this for echolocation in order to help find players and detect where he is in the room. Number 26, the old model of Figure was used in the trailer of Roblox Doors as it features a more stubbier look and rounded hands. This is another even older version which was scrapped during the pre-alpha stage. Number 27, Ambush is the fastest entity in the game as they travel back and forth between the rooms 1 to 6 times before disappearing. Number 28, Ambush's original design actually looked rather disturbing as it was originally going to be a jump scare entity like Jack, which explains this strange look. Number 29, Glitch actually prevents the players from glitching through the void in-game as it teleports players closer to the group, preventing them to be in rooms further back as they unload to load newer rooms in front. Number 30, Glitch was actually referred to as Error based on the badge, but it was confirmed by the developers that the entity's name was indeed known as Glitch. Number 31, it was confirmed by the developers that the name Timothy is not a reference to anything and was just a joke that they came up with when adding its achievement. Number 32, the deeper you are progressed through the game, the faster Hyde will attack you and push you out. Use this as a strategy, especially against ambush. Number 33, in rooms 50 and 99, Hyde will not be able to push you out as you have to deal with the heartbeat minigame instead to hide from Figure. Number 34, it has been timed, but before door 50, Hyde will kick the players out between 10 to 12 seconds of hiding, and after door 50, he will kick players out between just 7 and 8 seconds. Number 35, in the eviction notice badge, you can actually see that Hyde has a physical form, even though he never shows up like that in the game since we can't see him. Number 36, there is a 1 out of 2,000 chance for the entity Shadow to appear on the other side of a recently opened door. Number 37, the entity Window will sometimes appear through the glass outside and will disappear when lightning strikes. They don't hurt the players or anything though. Number 38, 2 items have been removed, one of which was the crucifix and also the skeleton key just 5 days before the game first released. Number 39, the crucifix was going to be a one-time use item temporarily trapping the entity in that room, kind of like a superstar power-up from Mario. Number 40, the skeleton key was supposed to be a universal key in order to unlock 5 locked doors. They were eventually replaced with the door picks though. And number 41, people who don't like and subscribe will always lose the game, so make sure you do that. Goodbye.